Hello there, Pumpkin. Today's price episode is going to be focusing on the charts. I'm going to guide you through something because crypto and markets, they seem to move in fractals of the past. They don't exactly follow each other. They can trap you a lot, but there's something interesting going on with the Bitcoin price action and especially the altcoins as well. So have a look at this. Now, what I've done is, friends, is I've gone to others here. Okay, others is just everything outside of the top 10. And outside of the top 10, right, makes these little chart patterns, and it's good here. We can go back to 2014. This is when Bitcoin and crypto was still in the bear market. Coincidentally, the Ethereum ICO was done here. Now, there's something very interesting that's going on here. This pattern is exactly what it looks like today, right now, in the overall altcoin market. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to the bars pattern here, and I'm actually going to show you it right now, okay? I'm going to show you it right now. So I've copied it right now. We're going to go to today. Okay. Now, this is exactly what we are doing today. Now, the funny thing is, it's very hard to get these exact, but I just want to show you this. Okay. It's literally exact, friend. It's wild. Okay. It's crazy. Okay. You can see how these patterns, okay, all they basically do is it's ranging around. Everybody gives up. Down here, you had the corrupt Thesis. So right down here, okay, you had FTX. So you had the corrupt SEC actually coming after making Solana and Cardano securities, all the other bogus ones. Okay, so you had FTX, Solana and stuff, securities. You have here the Celsius, Ponzi, Luna collapse. Okay, so interesting, right? These events, man-made, have nothing to do with everything. They coincide exactly with the timing of the previous pattern. Isn't it crazy, man? Just how does that happen? How? Unicorns, fairy dust, cosmos, aliens, God. Don't know what it is. Chance. This is a simulation. It's weird. Like, these are financial instruments. These are pricing mechanisms of humans and how we think there's things that are good and bad and optimistic and pessimistic. But you form patterns like exactly right on cue with the exact same timing between the events. Isn't that crazy, man? The exact same timing between the events. Like, what business do you have when it comes to this? Now, this is where we are right now, okay? We are here right now. Now, the thing is, okay, when it comes to this, I just want to remind you something. If we go back, okay, this is the cycle no one is really looking at, because this is interesting, friends. If we are right here, this is our altcoins, right? This is where we are actually, like, right now. Okay, we're literally right here. You can see it right now. Okay, so we had, we had this fake out. We're coming up now, and this is what we're looking for. But this is a daily chart as well. So what I just want to show you is, if we go right in, there's something big that happens here. Now, I thought initially this was fake data, but it's not. It's actually altcoins go nuts, and then there's a wham here. Okay, and then we just got to go sideways. All right, something happens here. Now, I don't know what it's going to be. It'd be funny. It could be, wouldn't it be funny if it's the Bitcoin ETF sell the news, if it's the stock market has jitters, someone says something bad about Bitcoin. I don't know what it's going to be, right, as we go up. But I just want you to know that doesn't matter what it is, we're going to be ready for it. And yet, wondering, this is a big move, by the way. This is an enormous move, friends. If you do this move, it's from like this range. It's basically everything goes up a 2x. The whole industry goes up a 2x. This is not including Bitcoin and Ethereum. Altcoins do a 2x. And then there's an enormous bang, like 30 to 40%. All right, what would that mean for today? That would mean if we got such a move today, right, you would have right here, right? If let's say you just did this like right up here, it would mean some sort of whack up right through this resistance zone here, and then some capitulations as well. Everybody gets excited. Now that we know this is like the index and everything moving together. What can you really do, man? There's not much you can do, friends. You can prepare for it. We can hope for it. We can pray that it continues. But at the end of the day, the randomness and how chaotic things are. Like, we just saw Solana ecosystem going up while the VCs are dumping. How many of you were all in on injective protocol, right? INJ, that did the God chart, basically, of this cycle. That's actually a winning chart, friends. So, if you see something like, for example, this chart, this is injective, like, obviously I'd be getting out just because, hey, you won. You literally won. You dropped minus 95%, right? And you've just gone up to the moon. Okay, so prices, they can follow their past and do these weird patterns. But at the end of the day, all we want to do is make sure you don't have leverage. You're trying to DCA your cheap bags as much as you can. But fingers crossed, it's a sign that we are exiting the real bear. Okay, it's a sign. It's a really good sign. Okay. Do you remember I made a video showing you that there's two debates, right? You know, did we top out earlier in the year? Like, did Bitcoin top out at 64K when, say, Richard Hart called it? Or did it top out at 69K here? Which one was the real top? Okay. We all know from the mania, the sentiment, this was the real top. This was just some fluff top. This was like the double bubble part, but this was the actual popping part. Okay, so China's ban was the real popping of it, of everything going on. So if that continues, which is where we are today, right, this would catch everybody by surprise because, you know, technically, remember, worst case, I just want to remind you, worst case, we don't pump until November, December next year. Worst case. Okay, hopefully we are running early, and if we are, this would coincide with my theory, friends. So if you've been watching me, you know I've been making the pirate treasure chest just to show you. Okay, remember crypto, you know, fundamentally crypto, there's a lot of weak hands approaching. Everyone sees it as a casino. Bitcoin is actually not a payment solution at all. It's just base money sitting there, but people dress it up like it's much more than that, even though we love it, right? We need it. We have Ethereum, still no sharding. We have use cases that they're okay, but they're not going up at lightning speed. There's a lot of grifters, a lot of scammers. There's a lot of these trash dog coin, meme coin stuff that keep arising. Now, why is it a warning sign? It's a warning sign because it tells you there's enough demand for people willing to throw their money at absolute junk. It means there hasn't been a reset. And so historically, this is end of times. Okay, this is actually end of times. This is right before a recession, like actual real recession. Because a reset happens, the economy resets. And what I mean by that, friends, well, it means unemployment spikes up. So unemployment now is like 3-4% in most countries. Okay, yeah. Once it starts shooting up, people realize, why was I throwing money at that? Why did I buy that second or third car? Why did I do those useless renovations to my house? Why did I go buy all those branded clothes? Why? Now, people have not thought about that for a long time. The zombie virus in 2020 was not a reset. That was so quick, it didn't get everybody enough time to rinse and think about their sins. This is what the Fed ultimately wants to achieve, okay? So part of this thesis, we believe that you have this background going on. Plus, in crypto, everybody knows about the 4-year cycle. And we know that people are getting smarter. They're front running the 4-year cycle. They're getting in earlier and earlier because they know they want to dump on the emotional money coming later on. So ultimately, my theory is just that we're ready for this. Okay, not 100% guarantee. We're ready such that that emotional money that comes in, the emotional money that comes in 2024, they're all hoping to dump everything in 2025. But what we might find is that it's a long grind up and there's not enough to take 2025 up before an eventual stop out, okay? What's that stop out going to be? We don't know. We can use the moving averages for Bitcoin. 70, 80, 90, 95K. Okay, give me 105. Who cares? The number doesn't really matter, okay? At the end of the day, you just know what to look for. And this is what we're waiting to see. Right now, though, we're praying that altcoins get a double bubble, okay? So even though this scenario happens, friends, it does make sense for us to follow that fractal that I showed you with the others, because that others is showing you like this chart right here. Remember this spike up. This spike up right here, it's some sort of rocketing of altcoins, and it would represent what we thought was happening anyway, which is no one wants Bitcoin. No one wants these boring blue chips. They're willing to take higher and higher risk early into the cycle. People don't know a recession is coming in their minds. They don't think it's coming. They think they're going to be okay. And that's unfortunately time for a reset. That's actually what happens, friends. So it's nasty. It's weird how it happens. Before the cycle turns, it tricks people. It goes just high enough in stocks or the economy just to make people forget about how the cycle really exists. It's an unfortunate part of reality, but hey, that's how what happens. So what I'm looking for, right, when we're looking at this, looking at these prices going up, what can you really do? You can't do much, but it would be nice if the part after that comes out. So look what happens actually after it, friends. This is maybe, and I mean maybe, coming for us, okay? So what I've done is just got a ghost fractal here just to show you. See, you can see a super massive bull pump here, and like, this is actually crazy, okay? If I put it on here, I'm just trying to match it up, just to show you. You know, sometimes I think with these, okay, if these moves happen, do we like see them happening? Can they like, you know, can they make sense in our mind? What will this represent? It's possible. And if such a move like this happens, altcoins rush up. This is actually what we're looking for, friends. We want something like this, okay? If this move happens and we had some big capitulation here, this is a long time to rinse, okay? Now, it doesn't look that long. It's like May to, it's like 9 months, okay? But these things we're just guessing. We're just guessing. You never really know, because during that time, you had different altcoins. It was much easier to move, of course. But I'm looking for signs that, you know, those weak hands that are coming in, we want to see them come in earlier and earlier, believe in the 4-year cycle to ultimately get disrespected at the end. And you know they will. You know, they're buying absolute trash coins. So if this move did happen, I mean, nobody would be really surprised. Then this is others. This is non-Bitcoin, non-altcoin stuff, okay? If that move happens, you still got to be careful, because the stock market, friends. Because remember, the stock market is at historical, very high prices, and it's at a really scary point. I can show it to you right here, right? Just going to remind you, you get a fib. Just get a fib, right? And you go to the GFC. You go all the way to the bottom. We are literally right at all the dangerous extensions, like right now. So you can't just draw a line and go, okay, just get everything out here. Look, it's one thing to say that, but remember, these are weeks, friends. So this is just telling you there's something that's going to happen here. Maybe. Jim Cramer says, no more recession. The Fed says, we declare victory. US Congress say, hey, we're going to ban ourselves from owning stocks, right? It's like they absolve themselves from all the sins. Something might come out there, and then we get that first zippity pop, right? And you just never know. You never know when it comes to these, but just be ready for that. Be ready for that. And then it's going to be a super tough battle, okay? Does crypto continue without the stocks roaring, or do we ultimately get taken out? So I don't care whether we're right. I just want us to be profitable no matter what. That's why when crypto starts moving, you always got to keep that macro stuff at the back of your mind, okay, when no one's talking about it. We're going to speak more about it as the candles appear. If you are holding crypto that is absolutely degen, risky, and starts mooning, you have to start getting out. But the way I'm feeling it is, traditionally, the Bitcoin halving year is just the start of the bull market, and then the year after that is the real bull market. I feel like we're going to get a shorter one. I feel like it's going to get cut off somewhere. It doesn't smell nice, right? Bears are very smelly, friends. I can smell the bears. I can smell they're coming away. It might come in the form of super hyper aggressive 2024 gains. I don't know, right? It might come in the form of Bitcoin doing some sort of pattern where it goes up, comes down, and then we start grinding up. But no matter what, we're going to be ready for it, okay? Because no one's going to be thinking about this. Listen to every single person, friends. Every single person says, well, we're going to run all the way through 2025. Let's see if they keep that view as the year transpires. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, all. Don't forget to love to catch you soon.